WTO is associated with long talks, various tariffs, customs quotas, imports and exports, as well as other terms which our consumers sometimes do not understand. The task of the WTO market is to break all the barriers between the buyers and the sellers, because we know everything about the prices. Hi, so what does WTO market have in store for today? Well, there is a really wide choice. For example, let's take the juices. Interestingly, today I read that people of Kazakhstan mostly prefer apple juice. The Britons in their turn like orange juice. However, all these preferences are quite likely to change. Kazakhstan has become a full member of the World Trade Organization. It means that juices for Kazakhstani residents will be extracted from Israeli apples, Bulgarian peaches and even Indian mangoes. Shall we benefit from that? Coming up next. Watch on the program in the upcoming 10 minutes. What is the price of a liter of juice in Western countries? Why does the US State Secretary advertise Kazakhstani import apples? Will imported juices become cheaper for people of Kazakhstan after entering into the WTO? Long time ago, Europe placed its bets on the apples, which were grown here for many centuries. Apple yields in the region reach 50 tons per hectare. It is the second best result after China. Apples are processed and exported in the form of juices, purees and concentrates. WTO hurries to open its shops. In return, consumers vote with their purses for juice brands. From the upcoming story, we shall know how the global market of natural juices is evolving. The orange juice is almost as popular as apple juice, and in some countries it even ranks first among the most sold juices. In the US, this beverage is sold at $1.70 per liter. In Brazil, the same amount of this juice costs 10 cents less. In Poland, its price already reaches $1.85. Still, it should be noted that while the US and Brazil use their own crops to produce this beverage, Poland prefers importing concentrates. Nonetheless, Polish consumers never overpaid for it. The reason for that is free trade. The entire WTO philosophy is based on the development of free trade. It means that the WTO ensures for entrepreneurs equal conditions, and if manufacturers will focus on quality of their products, there will be no need to worry about competing with their local and foreign colleagues, because juice consumers will first of all pay attention to quality. Greater transparency is one of the WTO's main principles, the experts say. As a result, not only foreign but also local goods produced from imported materials will become cheaper. Concentrated juices dominate this market, and since concentrates are purchased on international markets, prices can change. This method allows exporters to boost fruit and vegetables production. Currently, the juice market is considered one of the most sustainable in relation to demand and fast-growing in relation to the offer. According to the research published by the Washington Post, each person on the Earth daily consumes 40 milliliters of juice. Notably, the consumption rate in developed countries is higher than in developing states. New Zealand demonstrates the highest daily rate of juice consumption. Each citizen of this country drinks 1 glass or 250 milliliters of juice per day. It is followed by Colombia, Canada, Australia and the US, where the people consume 180 milliliters of juices every day. In Eastern Asia, it makes up about 60 milliliters. In the meantime, the price of orange juice raised by 1.5% by hitting new records. Everything is due to the commodity deficit, which threatens the market. The farmers of Brasilia and the US complain about the reduction of yields as a result of unfavorable natural conditions and bacterial disease, which results in early falling of fruits from trees. Meanwhile, sales of oranges in the US reduced by more than 25% due to poor yields, and other fruit beverages can benefit from that. Apple juice is a good example. Its product range is likely to change in the nearest future, along with consumers' preferences. Now, the main thing is not to lose confidence and find your own niche, the experts say. Moreover, after becoming a WTO member, Kazakhstan has all the chances to return its fame of the native land of apples. Thus, apple trees are being planted at a great pace. Interestingly, some time ago, the US Secretary of State John Kerry advertised Kazakhstan import apples at one of the economic forums. Now let's watch it.
Thank you so much. This is my apple I just got. This is a souvenir of Kazakhstan, of Almaty to be precise, and it's woven actually with the local wool. And these are giant apples, which apparently Almaty produces. And coming from New England, where our fall harvesting of apples is critical, I'm going to show them this and say, get your act together, guys. You know, it's beautiful.
So, what is to happen with prices for domestic and imported fruits and juices? Will they go down or become the same as those in Western countries? And will the apple business become profitable? Coming up next. This year, a vegetable storehouse with a capacity of 2 million tons of fruit and vegetables was constructed in Almaty region. Another one with a capacity of 5 million tons is to be commissioned in the nearest time. 78% of fruit and vegetable juices consumed in Kazakhstan are domestically produced, and only the rest, 22%, are imported from other countries. Kazakhstan has a high exporting potential in the segment of juices. However, its processing volumes need to be increased, the experts say.
Сейчас в Казахстане производится 3,5
Currently, Kazakhstan produces 3.5 million tons of vegetables and 200,000 tons of fruit and vegetable products. And only 3 to 4% of the total volume, or 118,000 tons, are processed. This is too little.
И из 3,7 миллиона тонн всего лишь около 3–4%.
Along with that, businessmen talk about their poor awareness about the conditions of Kazakhstan's entering into the WTO. Nevertheless, being unaware of the conditions does not frighten domestic entrepreneurs, as they have been competing with foreign goods for a long time.
Мы в рамках WTO уже давным-давно работаем, я считаю, да, там.
We have been working under the WTO conditions for a long period of time. Similar products from China, Turkey, Russia, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan and other countries are available on the Kazakhstani market. We also depend on seasonality. I'm quite confident that we meet the WTO requirements in relation to imports. However, I'm not sure if we support our good producers in the proper way.
В части поддержки отечественных товаропроизводителей я не уверен.
The domestic demand will never grow into imports, the experts think. Indeed, no cheap juices are expected to fill the shelves of local shops, and prices are also unlikely to change.
Я думаю, что нет.
I don't think so, because import duties on raw materials now comply with the WTO standards. Our competitors work in the same conditions, so there are no reasons that would impede imports.
Наши, условно говоря, конкуренты, там тоже невысокие пошлины.
The reduction of import duties will not be significant, the experts say. In other words, local producers and consumers will not feel the price difference.
До вступления в WTO
Before acceding to the WTO, our juices were subject to the import tax of about 15% or 0.07 euros per liter. It is approximately 23 tenge per liter. According to the new WTO conditions that we have signed, the tax on juices, depending on their type, will vary between 12 and 13%. The difference of 0.06 euros or 3 to 4 tenge is too small.
В зависимости от видов где-то 12–13%.
At the same time, the experts share one view that Kazakhstan has enough goods to offer in conditions of the common market. For example, it is widely thought that natural juices can really suit tastes of consumers all over the world who now give preference to organic foods and are prepared to pay extra for goods with an eco mark. Protectionism has an adverse impact on employment. The case with the American economy can prove it. Thus, some time ago, the US restricted imports of vehicles from Japan in order to support the domestic car industry. As a result, prices for domestically produced automobiles jumped. Consequently, sales dropped and led to massive layoffs. That's all for today. I wish you quality purchases.